Good evening, everyone. You are in the spotlight with Brian Gardner for this Thursday, August the 10th, 2017. Good to have you all here for our first and only show of this week. We have a jam-packed show, obviously one of our bigger shows of the year, as we announced the 7th annual In the Spotlight TV Award nominations. We'll do that and so much more. But before we get going, as always, I want to remind you all the ways which you can interact and contribute to our show. Have your voice heard by emailing us at itspotlight411@gmail.com. You can also follow us and tweet us at itspotlight411. Please remember to use the hashtags, hashtag itspotlight411. Or tonight, because it is the night of the TV award nominations, hashtag ITS Awards. You can also use that as well. In your tweeting, if you will. All right, so there's that. You can also find us on Facebook. Just search for In the Spotlight 411 on Facebook, and then make sure that you like our page once you find it or once you're on it. All right, so we do have a lot to do tonight. The biggest thing, of course, is the TV award nominations. That will be the bulk of the show. That will be what we do first. And then what time we have left, we'll try to get in as much of everything else we can. We'll at least probably get in the box office beat. There's a couple sports things we have to talk about. We probably won't get to a lot tonight. I have a list. We'll see what we can get to. Obviously, there's a story with Zach Randolph we would like to get to. The PGA Championship is this weekend. I'd like to get to some things with that. We got some wrestling stuff to get to. I want to get to. So there's quite a bit that I want to get to. It's just a matter of how much we can get to with time. So that's it. But the biggest thing is the award nominations and that. So we have to get through that first. So that's what we're going to start with, and that's what we're going to spend most of our time on. So just be aware of that here today. So all right. Now again, for those of you that are new to this, okay. Maybe you've never been with us for an awards process or whatever. The way that this works is this, all right? The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to announce the categories for the live voted awards. These are the awards that are voted on live during the TV awards this September 7th to be exact. So I'll announce the categories and tell you how many nominees per category that you can have. You will then have until the day that the the day that the winning ballots are due for the TV awards to decide the nominees. I'll get to that date in just a moment. But you have until then. And then we'll obviously tabulate the results. And then the night of the TV awards on September the 7th, when we start the show, the first thing I will do is announce the nominees for those live voted awards, and then give you about an hour or so to vote on those live voted awards. And then we'll announce the winners of those live voted awards right before the biggest award of the night TV program of the year. So that's the way that works. Now, again, I feel like I should point this out. If you're not a part of the awards process, meaning if you're not somebody that participated in helping to decide tonight's nominees, and of course that means, and of course you're not a part of the process in deciding the winners. Now remember, you can only be a part of deciding the winners if you're a part of deciding the nominees. You can't just join halfway through. You have to be with us through the whole process. So if you help to decide the nominees, you can help to decide the winners. You cannot just jump in right now. However, anybody can participate in the live voted awards. So if you're somebody that didn't participate in the awards so far, you can still participate in the live voted awards. Keep that in mind. Now, if you're somebody that has participated in the TV awards process and helping to decide the nominees and thereby helping to decide the winners, then you can still participate in the live voted awards. Don't think just because you participate in the big awards, you can't participate in the live voted. You can participate in both. Just keep that in mind. Just like with the actual nominations and winning ballots, all submissions for the live voted awards must be done by email only. Not on Facebook, not on Twitter, by email only. It's just the easiest way to do it. So if you submit it by any other means, I won't accept it. It has to be by email only at itspotlight411@gmail.com. So please, please, please do remember that. That is very, very, very important. It just keeps things much more organized. This keeps things much more organized and makes it easier to follow. So, just keep that in mind when you're, you know, doing everything. So, now we're gonna get going. My co-host is not on the line right now. We're gonna get going. We're not on the air right now. We're gonna get going. I'm gonna announce the live voted categories, just so that we can get moving here and move through things. As far as what's coming up on the show and any announcement, I'll do that at the end of the show. I don't want to waste time right now. I want to try to get through as much of this as possible and as quickly as possible. So, without further ado, let's get going here. And what we're going to do is, again, I'm going to start by announcing the categories for the live voted awards. These are the TV awards that you will be voting on live during the awards show broadcast on Thursday, September 7th. All right. So right now, and I'm going to do these slowly, and I'm going to repeat them. If you have any questions, should you miss one, maybe you mishear one, because sometimes we have technical problems, feel free to ask by email, Facebook, or Twitter about the categories, and I'll be happy to post them for you. Okay. Remember, those submissions, as far as nomination submissions, and that can only be done by email. But any questions about them, you can do by Facebook, email, or Twitter. Okay. So just keep all that in mind. All right, so I'm going to give you the categories, and I'm going to repeat them. Okay, that's the way it's going to work. Now, again, these are categories that will be voted on live during the TV awards on September the 7th. Right now, the first step is deciding the nominees, and that's why I'm giving you these categories now. You are going to help to decide the nominees now, not winners, nominees, okay? I'll explain in just a moment how you will do that. Okay, so here are the categories for this year's live voted awards. We have more than we do for the film awards because there's just more potential categories. So, all right, here you go. Best TV moment of the year. Best TV decision of the year. Most improved show of the year. Most underappreciated show, actor, actress of the year. Best streaming network. Best streaming show. And two new categories I decided to add. Wait, because I think we've never really included these, and I think it's wrong to not. But because I mean, you could probably put them in special class, but I you know, we have best miniseries, limited series, and best miniseries, limited series performance. Those are the two new categories. So we got quite a bit of them, but you know, that's the idea, is kind of to include things that we don't include on the live broadcast. Almost like technical awards in a kind of way. You know, when you do the creative craft Emmys and stuff like that, it's kind of like that. So when we repeat them one more time now, and then I'll tell you how many nominees per category you're going to want. Okay, so here are the categories once again for the live voted TV awards. Best TV moment of the year. Best TV decision of the year. Most improved show of the year. Most underappreciated show, actor, or actress of the year. Best streaming network. Best streaming show. Best miniseries or limited series. Best miniseries, limited series performance. Okay, so what you're going to want is 3 nominees per category. 3. So pick your best 3, okay? Some people, when we've done this, have only selected 1, and then you just get 1 vote. It works the same way as our other awards on the night. You put your 3 in order of what you think are the best. So whatever you think is the best would be the first one you list, and that one will get the most points, okay? So you got 3 nominees. Whatever you put first on your nominees, as far as your nominees, will get 3 points. Wherever you put second will get 2. Whatever you get third will get 1. And that's how we'll balance it out. So each category gets 3 nominees. Obviously, we have a lot of ties in the spotlight. So if there's any ties, you might see more than 3 in each category. That's just the way it works. Now, some of these are pretty self-explanatory. You know, TV moment of the year could be a shocking moment, a dramatic moment, a sad moment. You know, TV decision is one that I get a lot of questions about. And that, look, folks, it's a broad category. It could be a cancellation. It could be a renewal. It could be a time slot switch. It could be a decision to pick up a show on another from another network. You know, that kind of thing. Okay, it's a broad topic. So that's along the lines of what we're thinking of. And then the rest of them are pretty self-explanatory. Miniseries, limited series, you all know what those are. There's shows that maybe run, there's specials to like 12 episodes. They're a short run series. You all know what miniseries, limited series are. I don't think I have to explain that. So those are the live voted awards. Now, again, 3 nominees per category. List them in order of what your favorite is, right down to your third favorite. These nominations, okay, live voted nominations are due the same night as the winning ballots for this year's TV awards are due. And that date is August the 31st. August 31st, the winning ballots are due. So I'm giving you 3 weeks. The winning ballots are due and the live voted nominees are due. Okay? So 3 weeks. Which is a little, I think about the same as what we gave you all for, well, no, we gave you 2 weeks for the nominations, but still, it's okay. 3 weeks is good. We're getting to the latter half of the summer when people are really busy, so I think it works to give you an extra week. So August 31st, Thursday. Actually, I take that back. Scratch that. And I'm going to make a change here right now while we're on the air because I think we're going to end up doing a Tuesday show that week. In fact, the last 2 weeks of August, I think we're going to end up doing Tuesday shows. So to that end, these nominations will be due August the 29th. So for those of you, and I probably didn't change this on the ballots that many of you got, but just note this. August 29th, Tuesday, August 29th is the deadline for the winning ballots for the TV awards. It's also the deadline for the nominations for the live voted awards. Okay, so please note that change and please note that date. August 29th, 9 o'clock from Eastern Time, which is when we'll have a show on that night. It's a Tuesday. Will be the deadline for the nominations for the live voted awards and also for the winning ballots for this year's TV awards. That's important information for those of you that have participated in the process so far. So please do keep that in mind. Live voted award voter people and also submissions people, please keep that date in mind. So that's a change from what we were doing because I was thinking today too. I was looking at what the rest of the month. And then I kind of realized, I said, you know what, it'd probably be better to do Tuesdays at the end of the month because, again, the latter half of August, people are busy. They're on vacations and stuff. And when you do Thursdays, sometimes people take off on that day. So it's probably better to avoid the Thursdays. That's usually what we do. We usually do Tuesdays at the end of August. So it's better to go to Tuesdays after next week for the rest of August. And then and that just works better. And then, of course, back in September, we'll be back on our normal schedule. So, all right. So, again, Tuesday, August 29th will be the deadline for the live voted award nominees. Keep in mind, 3 per category. Rank them in order from your favorite to your least favorite. And then, of course, we'll, again, winning ballots for the 7th annual In the Spotlight TV Awards also due that night as well. 9 o'clock from Eastern Time, August 29th. Right when we go on air, that will be that deadline. So keep that in mind. All right. And wow, perfect timing on the part of my co-host because I just got through the live voted award categories and here he comes just in time for us to start the actual nominations. Perfect timing, Mike. You're in the spotlight. Can you hear me, Mike?
I suppose.
You can hear me, or is there a problem?
Fine. Can you hear me?
Yep, very well. Very well. Okay, so I think we're good. That's good. That's good.
Wait, there's a delay.
Not really. I don't have a delay. At least I don't think I do. Maybe it's just me. I don't know.
I might have a delay with my sound, but who knows?
Okay, well, you know what? I mean, I don't. Either way, I don't think it's as bad as the last time. So, because we're not stepping over each other, so that's good. At least for now. So that's good.
Who knows?
Well, it is what it is. Okay, so we're just going to get right into it so we can move on. Now, before we get going on these nominations, I want you all to keep in mind, obviously, there are some ties in some categories, okay? That always happens with us. Now, these are not like the film awards, and for the acting categories, you'll only note that there's the actor's name and their show and their network. They don't have their character name. We try to kind of keep it as quick as possible because TV awards it can be kind of so we try to keep it as quick as possible. We're going to try to move as quick as possible. We're going to go by genre and then go back, and then we'll give our quick reaction and then move on. We're not going to stop after every award. It takes too much time. Now, keep in mind, the categories are here. I cannot control where people put stuff, okay? Mike will tell you that there have been times where we've rolled our eyes at sometimes where the movie awards, we never have this problem. With TV, we always seem to have this problem.
Where will spoil this right now. We have that issue again this year, so.
I agree. It always seems like there is a struggle in terms, and I understand it's people's perception, but sometimes I do struggle with where some things are placed. And quite frankly, sometimes I just don't understand it. So, but again, that's not on us. This is when you leave it open to the public. And I'm not saying people are dumb to do it this way or whatever. You're all entitled to your opinions. I disagree with it sometimes. Nonetheless, of the day, I can look at the roster and feel like we got a lot of the stuff that needs to be up here, and it's there. I'm okay with it. But yes, there are some things that I am quite puzzled by. Lots
of things.
Yes, but I think that happens every year. I don't feel like that with the movie awards, but I feel like that with the TV awards every year. It's weird.
TV is classified to a lot of people's defense, and it doesn't help that when their perception is kind of helped or hindered along by how the award shows kind of place things.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
Automatically think about how to place the award shows are wrong.
Right.
But of the beast. So let's go. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Let's start. I think you are starting. I think we're doing comedy. So go right ahead. You do comedy.
I do have comedy.
Well, welcome to the nominations for the In the Spotlight 2017 TV Awards. It off with comedy, so you will hear this fantastic, silky, smooth voice for the rest of the night, while Brian Gardner is going to do this and have no dramatic effect whatsoever, which is ironic because he has drama. Anyway, your nominees are, I will start with the actors and the actresses first. Let's go with Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series. And your nominees are Leslie Jones, Saturday Night Live, NBC. Bowen, Catherine Hahn, the funniest comedy to ever grace a screen, both television and computer. Amazon Studios. Jenny, yes. Judith Light. Uproarious comedy, Transparent. Saturday Night Live, NBC. Outstanding Supporting Actor, and your nominees are Anderson, Alec Baldwin, this C, not an X, Baldwin, Saturday Night Live, NBC. Titus Burgess, Kimmy Schmidt, Netflix. Modern Family, ABC. Ferguson, Modern Family, ABC. Eric Stone Street, ABC. Would you like me to stop or do you want to continue?
You can continue.
I'm-
You can go ahead.
Category out because I damn well feel like it.
Because I can. Damn it. Outstanding lead actress in a comedy series, and your nominees are Eldon Lon, Pamela Adlon, FX, Tracy Ellis Ross, ABC, Heaton, The Middle, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, and Julia Louise Dreyfus, HBO. Outstanding lead actor in a comedy series, and your nominees are. Excuse me. Tim Allen, Last Man Standing. Anthony Anderson, ABC. Vanakis, FX. Donald Glover, star of the uproarious comedy Atlanta, FX. King of comedy himself. Roll or Transparent, Amazon Studios. Would you like to analyze the actors and actresses or just finish off the category?
Let's finish off the category.
Outstanding comedy series, and your nominees are ABC, Family, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, Uproarious Comedy Atlanta, South Park.
Okay, so let's start with the obvious. Blackish, Modern Family, South Park's been here before. Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt was in this last year. No, none of those really all too surprising.
Before you start, Blackish, Modern Family, South Park, and Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt all have in common?
I don't know.
The comedy series.
Well, yeah.
They're actually comedy series. Atlanta is a dramedy.
Yes.
Drama at most. Wrong placement. Bullshit. Transparent's more of a dramedy, I guess, but
yeah,
it's a drama straight up. Should be in drama. I'm sorry. Everything with Transparent should be in fucking drama. That's it.
Or dramedy. We have a dramedy category. I mean, geez.
We have a dramedy category, which I got, and I'm going to spoil some of it. Some of those should be in drama as well.
Yeah, agreed. You're not wrong. I mean, look, I like Atlanta. I think it's a very good show. I never get the chance to really watch it. I've watched enough to know it's a good show. It's not a comedy series. It's not. It's a drama. I'd even struggle with it as a dramedy, to be honest. It's not as much of a dramedy as Transparent in my mind is. It's a more strong.
Transparent is a straight drama.
No, they don't. Well,
Transparent's a straight drama.
Yeah, I guess I just get
Jeffrey Tambor being in the series. Jeffrey Tambor being in the series does not make it a comedy.
No, I'm not saying it does. I'm just saying that I feel like it has that subtle comedy thing that, like, I mean, I get what you're saying. I mean, if you're going to decide between drama and comedy, obviously it's a drama. Look, at the very least, put them in dramedy, folks. Okay, at the very least. All right. So look, Mike's right.
Transparent is about as funny as Sophie's Choice.
Wow.
And as we all know, Sophie's Choice is an uproarious comedy.
Yes, of course.
Statement.
You are right. Everything but Atlanta in the comedy series category is a comedy, so at least you got that. am I surprised? Now, well, let me start with the surprise other than the category issues here, which we've already pointed out. I am a little surprised that people considered South Park strong enough to go to comedy. Then again, the pickings are slim, I suppose. But I am surprised because that season wasn't that great. But it is what it is. Blackish has had a nice couple years here, so I'm not surprised to see it here. I am surprised not to see Big Bang Theory. And I am surprised to not see Transparent in this category, despite, I mean, given the fact how well it did in acting categories. Like, usually that crosses, but
I'm glad it didn't. Let's be honest here.
Now, bearing in mind how the voting seemed to go, the rest of the nominees don't surprise. Tim Allen getting a nomination surprised me. I guess people are really upset about the cancellation. Until Tim Allen's funny. Last Man Standing is a comedy. So, I don't have an issue with him.
Last Man Standing is an actual comedy that is actually funny at times.
Right. And I don't have an issue with him getting a nomination. I'm just shocked. He's never been nominated before here. But I think that the cancellation motivated people a little bit. I have seen Baskets, and Baskets is an actual comedy.
Yeah, I would guess. I would think it's like a comedy like Louis was a comedy.
In the same vein as Always Sunny in Philadelphia and Louis, yes. Same kind of deal.
Yeah.
But it is a comedy. So I don't have an issue with that. And I like that Galifianakis and Louis Anderson got nominated. That's good. I like the Saturday Night Live nominations. I think they all are very deserving. Obviously, Modern Family always does well in supporting actor. They always have. They always will. So, I could quibble with the Julia Louis-Dreyfus nomination. I could quibble with that every year for everything. But I like her, but Patricia Heaton getting a nod for the middle is good. I wish some other people from the middle, maybe next year, because I think this is their last season they're going into. So I hope that next year, maybe we'll see some other category, other middle cast members, like Neil Flynn, because I think they deserve it. But Allison Janney for Mom's a good one too. So I mean, generally, if you get over the category issues, and that's the kind of the bad part of this. There are some good choices here and some good surprises, but the category.
There are different there are interesting choices and there are good things, but I'm going to be totally honest with you. The fact that, and this is the biggest snub in this category, the fact that Speechless isn't nominated for anything.
Yeah.
Funniest comedy on television this year. Speechless wasn't nominated for anything. It's just a general embarrassment considering that Atlanta, an actual drama, is in comedy series, and actors and actresses from Transparent, actual drama series, are in these categories. So I'm sorry that's glaring.
No, I understand. But there are some.
But anyway,
there are some good choices. Tim Allen's a good choice. I mean, obviously his whole career has been this kind of thing, and he's always done well. I mean, my take on this is, my feeling is that comedy will either go to Blackish or Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Lead actor with the support Tim Allen got, maybe he'll win here. If not, I think it could go to Anthony Anderson because everybody Blackish has got a lot of momentum right now. I've seen better things. I don't think Pamela will get it here. I think maybe they'll throw one at Patricia Heaton here. Or maybe it'll be Tracy Ross from Blackish. Ellie Kemper could get it. There's a little bit of a race there. I think Alec Baldwin's going to win supporting actor. Just because. And I think that you might see Kate. People love Kate McKinnon. Could be Kate McKinnon. Could be Allison Janney. If people vote comedy. If they don't, then who knows? All right, we're gonna go to drama now. I'm going to start off in the supporting categories. There are quite a few names, so please, bear with me here. I know I'm not the most dramatic. Mike will mock me, but you know what? I rather than hey, look, I could try and embarrass myself, and that would be worse. So,
it would be better if you put a little effort into it.
Okay, well, I'll try to put some effort into it then. How about that? I'll try to do something with it. I'll at least be slower and more dramatic, okay? That help? I'll try to do that much.
Sure. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck. All right, so please bear with me here because there are a lot of names here on some of these categories. We will do Outstanding Supporting Actress first. So Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Drama Series. The nominees are Millie Bobby Brown, Stranger Things, Netflix. Emilia Clarke, Game of Thrones, HBO. Lauren Cohen, The Walking Dead, AMC. Lena Headey, Game of Thrones, HBO. Sonequa Martin Green, The Walking Dead, AMC. Thandie Newton, Westworld, HBO. Winona Ryder, Stranger Things, Netflix. Maisie Williams, Game of Thrones, HBO. Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Drama Series. The nominees are David Harbour, Stranger Things, Netflix. Lenny James, The Walking Dead, AMC. Michael Kelly, House of Cards, Netflix. John Lithgow, The Crown, Netflix. Cameron Monaghan, Gotham, Fox. Jeffrey Dean Morgan, The Walking Dead, AMC. Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama Series. The nominees are Viola Davis, How to Get Away with Murder, ABC. Claire Foy, The Crown, Netflix. Evan Langford, 13 Reasons Why, Netflix. Evan Rachel Wood, Westworld, HBO. Robin Wright, House of Cards, Netflix. The nominees for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Drama Series are Peter Dinklage, Game of Thrones, HBO. Anthony Hopkins, Westworld, HBO. Andrew Lincoln, The Walking Dead, AMC. Dylan Minnette, 13 Reasons Why, Netflix. Liev Schreiber, Ray Donovan, Showtime. Kevin Spacey, House of Cards, Netflix. James Spader, The Blacklist, NBC. And the nominees for Outstanding Drama Series: Game of Thrones, HBO. House of Cards, Netflix. Stranger Things, Netflix. The Walking Dead, AMC. 13 Reasons Why, Netflix. Westworld, HBO. So, if you look at these nominations across the board here, 2, 3, only 3 from the broadcast networks across the drama landscape. Everything else either from streaming or premium or cable. You know, some favorites are not on this list, like The Blacklist. James Spader is the only representative there. And it did have a down year, so I can kind of get it. Westworld had a big year, so no surprise to see it here. People are going to ask about Game of Thrones because, you know, it wasn't up for Emmys this year because it didn't meet the submission period. Remember, we didn't end our submission period, okay? And we allowed you to continue through July. And Game of Thrones started in July. So now that's where I kind of have an issue here because they only had, I think, maybe like 1 or 2 episodes at the time that we were doing this. So, you know, I don't know if I would have included it for this year, but it's Game of Thrones, so there you go. Walking Dead did very well here. Some people thought it had a down year, but acting-wise, it had a great year, and it had enough episodes to probably justify the nomination. So 13 Reasons Why got snubbed at the Emmys. I'm not surprised it did well here. It's got the following. It's popular. A lot of people think the controversy is what snubbed it at the Emmys. Probably did. Dylan Minnette, Catherine Langford were absolutely amazing in that show. Whatever you think about the show, their acting performance was great. So it's nice to see them recognized. Liev Schreiber's never been nominated for us. So I'm happy he finally got one here. I'm not a big Ray Donovan fan, but I love his performance. So I'm okay with that. Kevin Spacey's a given. Robin Wright's a given. So really, I think across the board, these are very strong. The Crown, Claire Foy, not a surprise either. Very strong nominations across the board. Very, very strong. Gotham gets a token nod. Again, it's Cameron Monaghan, which is not a shock. Stranger Things, Millie Bobby Brown was the breakout actress there. not surprised to see Stranger Things do well. So just to wrap up for me, and I'll throw it to Mike. You know, a lot of these shows are got very big followings. Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, 13 Reasons Why, and Stranger Things are the new kids on the block with big fan followings. Westworld's a popular choice, but maybe doesn't have quite the following of the others. I think this Game of Thrones doesn't have enough this year. I think this comes down to Stranger Things or 13 Reasons Why, personally, because of the fan followings, plus the fact that they kind of were a phenomenon that kind of plays into this kind of thing. I think it'll come down to one of those. I think you could see Dylan Minnette and Catherine Langford walk away with acting awards. Millie Bobby Brown is winning supporting actress. I think that's a lock. And I think supporting actors wide open. I think it could be any one of those guys. Depends on performance. I mean, it could be the only person I don't think it'll be is probably Michael Kelly. He's a great actor, but he didn't really have the material this year. So, Mike, your thoughts on the drama categories?
I wasn't paying attention. I was watching Nicolas Cage's agent go crazy.
Oh,
It's not his actual agent.
oh,
Big piece about how his agent is very upset with Nick all these crappy roles.
oh.
I digress. It was funny. It was funny. So, I certainly do agree that most of these shows nominated have dramatic fan bases. Right? It'll be mostly a Stranger Things thing. Yeah, I think it doesn't matter, Game of Thrones or Walking Dead probably stuff, so you never know.
Okay. All right, so
So we're on Dramedy, aren't we?
yes, we are, sir.
We're on Dramedy now. So let's go with outstanding supporting actress in a dramedy. Right, we're already starting hard. Great. Uzo Abduba, Black. Elizabeth Henstridge of Shield, ABC. Mallory Jensen of Shield, ABC. Chrissy Metz, This Is Us, NBC. Jordan Rivera, Agents of Shield, ABC. Outstanding supporting actor in a dramedy, and your nominees are I.N.D. Casketer, Agents of Shield, ABC. Brett Dalton, Agents of Shield, ABC. Jen Freeman, Sherlock / Masterpiece. Joseph Gilgun, AMC. John Hannah, Agents of Shield, ABC. Gabriel, Marvel's Agents of Shield, ABC. Henry Simmons, Marvel's Agents of Shield, ABC. Lucas, Doctor Who, BBC. Outstanding lead actress in a dramedy, and your nominees are Bennett, Marvel's Agents of Shield, ABC. Ming-Na Wen, Marvel's Agents of Shield, ABC. That was the last Agents of Shield in this category. Nigga, Preacher, Mandy Moore, NBC. Doctor Who, BBC. Lead actor in a dramedy, and your nominees are Milo Ventimiglia, NBC. Greg, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., ABC. Cooper, Preacher. Benedict Cumberbatch / masterpiece. Capaldi, Doctor Who, BBC. Outstanding Dramedy Series. Your nominees are Is Us, Preacher, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., BBC / masterpiece. Ooh. Things first is the miscategorized show in this drama, period.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I don't understand. Just because Justin Hartley is in this show, This Is Us, does not mean he belongs in this category. He belongs in drama. Drama.
It's not Parenthood.
This is Parenthood. Jokes. This doesn't.
No, you're right.
Funny is transparent. Which, by the way, as we've established earlier, was not funny.
I need to say something. A better comparison. This Is Us is about as funny as Manchester by the Sea. Just saying.
That uproarious comedy, Manchester by the Sea.
I'm just saying.
Was all about depression.
I'm just saying.
What is wrong? What is life? This is a stacked category. I'm sure Brian's fanboyism is in full display here.
So is yours.
But 45% of the categories, overall, 5% I'm estimating, were, no joke, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, yeah.
About 45.
Well, you know, it's a more mainstream show. The other shows are on BBC or cable. It's on a broadcast network, and it's a genre show, so it does better. I'm
all right. Brian, let me drop some knowledge on you. Please,
okay, sure.
Let me drop a little bit of knowledge.
Please do.
Doctor Who is probably one of the 5 most popular shows in the world.
Yes, it is. Very true.
It is more of a phenomenon in all of those Netflix shows you mentioned last category. And Sherlock, probably in that top 5 as well. Probably what? Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, Doctor Who, Sherlock, and one of your crappy Netflix shows. One of those crappy Netflix shows.
Okay.
Let's see. Stranger Things was pretty popular. Those were probably the 5 English-speaking shows in the world.
Okay.
Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is probably, maybe at best, top 10.
Okay.
Maybe at best.
Not sure what you're getting at, but okay.
Just trying to pick at the point where, these other shows that are on these. Excuse me. Let me get the correct accent. These other shows that are on these other smaller networks and cable and BBC aren't as mainstream.
Wait a minute.
They're more mainstream.
All right, wait a minute. They are mainstream, yes, but listen, they're on networks that some people might not even get.
Sure.
That's what I'm saying. It's not the show.
At this point, everybody generally has internet and them online and on streaming services.
And they're nominated. I can't help that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. got nominated. I wouldn't have nominated every single person that's nominated in these categories.
Brian, and by the way, let me say this. Everybody gets PBS.
Do they watch it?
They have the ability. You tell me if people watch Sherlock.
I'm not saying people don't watch Sherlock. I'm not saying people don't watch any.
You think Sherlock's on?
I'm just saying that they're not on the networks that people first think about. Okay, and that's
really?
what I'm saying. You do.
Has Sherlock almost been exclusively on network in America? Has Sherlock been exclusively on? BBC last year got the rights to air Sherlock on their BBC America network.
Right.
What network is Sherlock primarily on?
PBS.
PBS. So shut your mouth.
Oh my God! Stop having your little
talk
family.
About Agents.
I'm not talking about just Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so relax. And no, it's not because of my fanboyism that, no, listen to me. No, stop. Just stop right now. You're being absurd. All right? If I was having a fanboyism right now, okay, there would be more than just Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in here, all right? It's not a fanboyism, all right?
There was.
Walking
Dead and Game of Thrones were last category.
And they're popular shows. They're not. You think I'm the only person that wanted to vote for them? And here's another thing. I didn't have Game of Thrones on my ballot because it wasn't even on at the time I did my ballot.
You didn't send me a ballot.
Let me get well, that's my fault. But here, let me give you a little insight into something so that you don't think my fanboyism provides. No, wait a minute. Hang on.
But now I can't vote.
Oh, you'll get a winning ballot. Relax. All right. So on my ballot,
3 years.
You got one last year. You complained about it last year, and I sent it to you. So I didn't have Clark Gregg on my ballot. Gregg did nothing this year on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I didn't have him on my ballot. He did nothing this year. He didn't have anything this year. He was reactionary to everything. Okay? Chloe Bennett had maybe one good episode this year that I felt like was deserving. One. Ming-Na Wen had far more. So she should be up there. I completely agree with that.
Nobody's disagreeing with you.
I'm just telling you that you act like I had a fanboy FYC campaign going on for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. every time I turn around.
So I'm not blaming you for Chloe Bennett and Clark Gregg, but I can blame you for every other, pretty much the entire cast got nominated.
Well,
except for Mace, except for the actor who played Mace. I'm surprised he's not on.
That's kind of sad, actually. But no, but like, why did Brett Dalton get nominated? He was in 4 episodes.
Great 4 episodes.
Well, yeah, but still, he didn't do anything.
Ryan, he's Grant Ward.
Oh Jesus, see what I mean? All right, so let's get off the fanboy trail for a second. Let me just point this out. Mike pointed out the obvious thing. This Is Us doesn't belong here. Okay, let's just get that out of the way. And honestly, I quite frankly don't think This Is Us is going to win anything here because I think it's in the wrong category. And the other groupings are going to have more of a following besides just, people that...
The other 4 are straight fandom shows.
Right, and This Is Us' major viewership is people that allow themselves to get emotionally manipulated by a show because that show is the most emotionally manipulative show on the air. I'm sorry, it is. I'm going to get flack for that, but I'm going to say it because it's the truth. That show is nothing but every episode. It's like tragedy. Everybody's gonna cry. Like it's depressing. It really is. It's depressing. But it's nominated, and it was very popular.
Remember when Saturday Night Live did this? Did the Transparent kind of parody?
Yeah.
Where it was like depression, the comedy series. That is literally This Is Us.
It is. I mean, look, they got some talented people, and I don't mind their actors getting down. They got some very talented actors. All right, I'm not doubting the talent on the show. I just think that it's not. There's no balance in the show. It's just all heartbreak all the time. And yeah, every once in a while they give you something uplifting, but then the next episode they tear it right back down. It's not a good balance of what a drama should be. But I digress, and that's what should be drama. I'm very happy to see a better reflection of Sherlock. Because remember, when we first started doing the show, I think every year we were looking for Sherlock and looking for Doctor Who, and they were never here. So I do like that they're nominated. I'm glad that Peter Capaldi is nominated here because it is his last season, and it's I mean Cumberbatch is being nominated for everything now, but he deserves it. I think Preacher is going to have the same problem that Game of Thrones has. Which is, it just didn't have enough episodes. Preacher had more than Game of Thrones, though, at the time. I think Preacher had, what, 2 months worth of episodes before we started this, probably around there. So they have episodes, I guess. Most of season 2 is there, I guess. But, yeah, so they have. Oh, I take that back. They have more than Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones, I think, had 2. Mike made the point, it's fandom. You don't know how this is going to go. I don't think This Is Us is going to do much. I don't think Preacher's going to do much. I think one of the other shows will do very well. I like Capaldi, an actor. I like... God, I don't even know who I like, an actress. It could be Pearl Mackie. It could be Ming-Na Wen. Supporting actors, a crapshoot. There's so many good actors in there. So many good actors. That's a crapshoot. I think supporting actress is going to Mary Jansen for sure, though. I think that one's pretty much a lock. As for
need just for Gallivant.
Yeah, she was good on that too. Dramedy series, your guess is as good as mine. Doctor Who, Shield, or probably Sherlock. I would think maybe Doctor Who or Shield, one or the other. That'd be my guess.
I would think Doctor Who though. Strong. Last season was very strong. Very strong.
Yeah, and by the way, I'm very pleasantly surprised to see Jordan Rivera get a nomination because it's a child actress, and I mean she was a scene stealer, but that surprised me a little bit. All right, next up, you don't have animated, do you?
No.
I don't think you do.
What's a tragedy?
Okay.
No.
All right, so next up is Outstanding Animated Series, as I get a text here from somebody. Okay. So I'll make sure. All right, Outstanding Animated Series. The nominees are American Dad, TBS. Bob's Burgers, Fox. Family Guy, Fox. South Park, Comedy Central. The Simpsons, Fox. Mike, any reactions?
Family Guy got nominated. I'm surprised something like Rick and Morty didn't get nominated. Holy crap. Surprised Rick and Morty didn't get nominated. I'm surprised something like Steven Universe didn't. And by the way, I don't watch Steven Universe, but I just know it's super popular. I mean, American Dad, sure. South Park, sure. I'm surprised that I guess I'm going to move on with analysis. I'm surprised that more popular things like Rick and Morty or even Dragon Ball Super, which is kind of getting simulcast here. Even though their Dragon Ball Super's got some kind of like some issues, I'm surprised that isn't nominated. So all these nominees are pretty one note. Not all of them had strong seasons. American Dad's probably the. I don't know. A little disappointed with these categories. A little disappointed. There needs to be variance. The Steven Universe. Rick and Morty is funny.
You there? Okay. I'm back.
I just know that all of these are kind of one note. It's had good seasons. Probably something like Rick and Morty or Steven Universe I'm not a fan of. Don't pay attention to Steven Universe. Something like Dragon Ball Super, which is simulcast both in America and Japan, didn't get anything either.
I would like some diversity, a little bit variety. It's the same stuff every year, more or less. You know, the only new one here. Yeah. The only new show.
I would honestly. I would say I would scrap this category and just have a live vote with different nominees because
that's something to take into consideration. To be honest,
this is not good. This is lazy.
It is lazy. And let me be frank about this here, because the only new nomination here is Bob's Burgers. I've never liked Bob's Burgers. There are a lot of people that do, so I don't really have an issue with it personally. It's something new. But and South Park's going to be here to the end of time. We all know that. And Simpsons probably going to be there to the end of time. We all know that. I like American Dad. Family Guy hasn't been good in like at least 6 years, at least. And I might be underestimating that. I don't know. You know, so I mean, it's just you're right. It's, you know, and we're gonna go down. We're gonna go through these next categories pretty quick because a lot of them are just the same as last year. I do think some of these categories. This is something we're going to think about for next year. We have to do some radical changes in some of these because I do sense that, you know, people are kind of like, you know, there's categories they care about and then there's categories they don't. And then a lot of it's just like, all right, you know what, the usual suspects. You know what I'm saying? I do sense that. And so, you know, but as for this, I think South Park's going to win. So whatever. All right, next up, Outstanding Daytime Talk Show and Outstanding Daytime Talk Show Host. I'll do these ones quick. These are all repetitive, folks. Outstanding Daytime Talk Show. What?
I got late night. You do you.
I got Daytime Talk Show. I think you got late night, right?
I got late night.
Okay.
News.
Okay. Outstanding Daytime Talk Show Host. The nominees are Ellen DeGeneres, The Ellen DeGeneres Show, syndicated. The host of The Talk, CBS. The host of The View, ABC. I went shorthand on that because I don't feel like reading all those names. Sorry, folks. I'm being lazy. Outstanding Daytime Talk Show Host. The nominees are The Ellen DeGeneres Show, syndicated. The Talk, CBS. The View, ABC. Again, usual suspects. I think last year there was something else in place of The View. I think it was Live with Kelly and Michael. Now it's The View. More than likely, Ellen's just going to win again. So, Mike?
Who cares? Yeah, it's probably Ellen. Who cares?
Huh?
Ellen. Who cares?
Yeah. Just go out and do late night.
Late night. All right. That was it?
Yeah, that was it from...
All right. Late night talk show host.
And your nominees are
Colbert, The Late Show, CBS. Jimmy Fallon, The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. Conan O'Brien. Outstanding Late Night Talk Show, and your nominees are Conan, TBS, Live, ABC, The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, CBS, The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, NBC.
No surprises. Probably, I think it's probably similar to last year. There are some other late night shows, even on some on Netflix now. I would again like a little bit of variety, but to me, this is. I mean, any one of these guys can win. I'm going to say Colbert, and maybe Colbert might win host, and maybe Kimmel wins show. That's just a guess, or Fallon wins show. Like,
are other late night shows doing better work? I mean, not Colbert. Colbert has been really good.
Mm-hmm.
Daily Show with Trevor Noah is kind of really come into its own. The ratings have kind of ticked up.
Yeah.
The Late Show with James Corden. When he does a lot of his carpool karaoke, it's must-watch television.
Right.
It's good. And he's host James Corden. The fact that we're just kind of ignoring some little lazy.
All right, go ahead.
I digress. Sorry. I'm at 1% battery. I got to turn off my phone. We're out doing news. Stephen Colbert probably have the strongest. Anyways.
Standing news / news discussion show. And your nominees are BBC World News with David Muir. Good Morning America. The Today Show. news slash news discussion show host slash personality. Your nominees are Metropolis and the cast of the ABC. Excuse me, Al Roker and the cast of the Today Show, NBC. David Muir, World News, ABC World News with David ABC.
Again, same as last year, I believe. David Muir is probably going to win both. People like him. People watch his show. The ratings are up. I suppose I could see David Muir winning host personality and maybe Good Morning America winning show, but I think David Muir is going to win both. Mike, go ahead.
I agree. I think David Muir should win both.
Yeah.
At this point, Good Morning America and the Today Show probably should be reclassified as daytime talk.
Mm-hmm.
They're not generally what they are.
Pretty much.
I'm thinking that maybe some of these other shows, maybe actual news shows, should start being recognized. Or if you want to just throw the Daily Show on here, sure, because that works as well. I digress. I don't mean to be super critical tonight, but
well, I see what you're saying though. I think we're some of these categories we kind of hit a wall where people are just. But anyway, that's something for another day. All right.
Although, so I guess I'm just going to be super critical. That's fine. So,
no, you're fine.
I agree with David Muir.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we have your next category is what? This is so I know because I don't have your email up.
Special class.
Okay.
Show slash special.
Okay, so we'll move through these next ones quick. All right, reality competition show categories. The nominees for outstanding reality competition show host or personality: Tom Bergeron, Dancing with the Stars, ABC; Adam Levine, The Voice, NBC; Blake Shelton, The Voice, NBC. Outstanding reality or reality competition show. The nominees are Dancing with the Stars, ABC; Survivor, CBS; The Voice, NBC. I think last year the only difference was we had American Idol in here and a couple of American Idol choices. Honestly, I'm going to guess The Voice here. I don't think The Voice ever won with us, but I'm going to guess The Voice here. And I think probably either Levine or Shelton will win host or personality and Voice win show. Mike? Again, lazy a little bit, but whatever.
We have to start cable, I guess, for some of these awards.
Yeah.
Can't just be all network. Sometimes the better reality shows are on cable, and if that means we have to have like something like a Cash Cab on here, which we should. They brought it back. Or something like, I don't know, Ghost Adventures.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That'd be better than. We gotta look to the future.
All right, next up, the category, and I mean no disrespect, folks. This is a category I hate. I just hate it. Okay, makes me hungry half the time. Outstanding lifestyle or culinary show, and outstanding lifestyle or culinary show host personality. The nominees for outstanding lifestyle or culinary show host or personality are Mario Batali, The Chew, ABC; Guy Fieri, Guy's Big Bite, Food Network; Emeril Lagasse, Eat the World with Emeril Lagasse, Amazon. The nominees for Outstanding Lifestyle or Culinary Show: Eat the World with Emeril Lagasse, Amazon; The Chew, ABC; The Mind of a Chef, PBS. Well, it's a little bit different than last year, Mike. Somewhat. Still a lot of food, but you know.
No lifestyle stuff in it anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really wanted to get a lifestyle kind of show in here, apparently Leah Remini is doing her show on Scientology on A&E.
Mm-hmm.
That might be a lifestyle show worth covering.
Right.
I'm just pointing. This is essentially just the culinary category.
Pretty much.
Fieri should win. Fieri and
yeah, I think.
That's my guess.
I mean, they're all popular, but Guy Fieri will probably win, I think. And I don't know what show will win. I can see the Chew winning. I don't know. I don't know. I hate to be crude. I mean, like, kind of dismissive, but I don't watch any of them. So, all right, you're up next. Special class. Go ahead.
Special class. Maybe I better turn this because before I get caught up in a story about how of Republicans would support the 2020 elections if Donald Trump proposed it, to remind those half of Americans that is not how the Constitution works. Jesus. Anyway.
Standing special class show / special. Fair enough. Your nominees are Madness 2017, CBS / Turner. NBA playoffs on TNT. The 74th Annual Golden Globe Awards. The 89th Annual Academy Awards, ABC. First Annual Tony Awards, CBS. Special class show / special performance, and your nominees are a little redundant, a little bit. The NBA playoffs, TNT. The 74th Annual Golden Globe Awards, NBC. Ernie Johnson. Jimmy Kimmel, the 89th Annual ABC. Shaquille O'Neal, NBA playoffs, TNT.
Again, a lot of these, I feel like you could have copy and pasted from last year and just updated the years. Honestly.
Although the Tony Awards weren't as good this year.
They weren't.
And there was a lot of controversy that the Great Comet, which was supposed to be the coronation of the Great Comet this year.
Uh-huh.
And there was a lot of controversy surrounding that.
Yeah. You know, here's my thing. I like this category, these two categories, because in a way it fits our show because we incorporate sports, wrestling, you know, entertainment all into one. And you could fit all those into this category. You know what I mean? That it's a good balance. You could have nominated WrestleMania in here. You could have nominated a lot of different things. And yet it's very similar to last year. And look, the Academy Awards weren't bad. I thought of all these awards, the Golden Globes were the best. I thought Fallon did a really good job with it. My opinion. Look, the TNT group is great, and I'll never doubt Ernie.
Question is this.
Go ahead.
My question is this: special class show / awards / special performance, right?
Yeah.
Title aside. Isn't Braun Strowman nominated for this?
It's a good question.
Tipped an ambulance.
Yeah. I mean,
for Roman Reigns.
It's too bad we didn't nominate him for
off of a ledge.
It's too bad that his desk chair incident on Monday didn't air before the submission period.
Strowman dodgeball challenge. He was victorious once again. And perfectly through a desk chair, Roman Reigns. So Roman Reigns ended up getting hit with the soft part. So but it looked hella impressive. He shot that thing.
Yeah.
If you get hit with the soft part or not, how fast through that motherfucker? It didn't.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I see. You're right that you know we cut down this category. When we first started, we had 10. I think when we had 10, we had a little more variety. But look, I mean, I'm not upset with the nominees, but I wish there's a little more variety. Like the things that got nominated are okay.
And you know what? I'm gonna throw out another person who probably should be nominated here. Chris Jericho. I thought I was going to say Kevin Owens. I didn't say Kevin Owens. I said Chris Jericho.
look, you could nominate wrestlers, you can nominate TV hosts, you can nominate people that parade hosts. You can nominate
for special class. Yeah, I think went over and beyond in these specialty shows, special class shows.
It's a miscellaneous category.
You could also nominate Braun Strowman for doing a table read of Juno.
Yeah.
Saw it more than once. Hilarious every single time. I guess Braun Strowman should just be nominated.
But yeah, to your point, it's one of those things, folks. I mean, I know we're kind of ragging, and it's kind of bringing the whole thing down tonight because we're kind of ragging on everybody for the categories and stuff. It's not, look, part of it's my fault. I won't say our fault, my fault. And then part of it is also on you guys because you put things in the wrong spot sometimes. But you know what? It is what it is. There are some good nominees here. I don't know what will win show or special. It could be any one of those things. I never know how people are going to read those things. Same thing with performance. I mean, I could see Fallon winning because he was good. I could see Kimmel win. People like Kimmel. I can see Shaq. Any of those guys I can see winning. All right, next up, what's your next category? Game show? Or cable series?
Oh, cable series.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Next up, we have Outstanding Educational Children's Show and Outstanding Educational Children's Show Host and Personality. Oh, these look familiar. The nominees for Outstanding Educational Children's Show Host and Personality are Rowan Blanchard. Sorry, I botched her name. Rowan Blanchard, Girl Meets World, Disney Channel. Sabrina Carpenter, Girl Meets World, Disney Channel. Daniel Fishel, Girl Meets World, Disney Channel. Corey Fogelmanis, Girl Meets World, Disney Channel. Ben Savage, Girl Meets World, Disney Channel. Carol Spinney, Sesame Street, PBS. Outstanding Educational Children's Show, the nominees are Disney's Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, Disney Channel. Girl Meets World, Disney Channel. Sesame Street, PBS. Mike?
You know how it was kind of, I literally mouthed all those nominees.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
We do have one that's new. That's Daniel Fishel. She's never been nominated before. So
I think that's the only one I didn't get.
But this is the last year they all can be nominated, so.
It's true. So what are they going to do next year? Maybe they'll nominate a show like Arthur.
Yeah.
That's still on the air, by the way. Arthur. It's time to say, hey, what a wonderful kind of day. Can play. Get along with each other.
I'll go on record and say
nominate something like. Go ahead. Go on record.
I'll just say this. I'll never have an issue with Sesame Street or Carol Spinney.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
That's fine with me. I understand that. It's a classic, you know. And I don't really have a problem with the Girl Meets World because I mean, it was a fairly good show. They shouldn't have canceled it. We could go on and on. But the fact that there's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in one category.
It's a little redundant, yes.
It is a little redundant. But, all right, you go ahead.
But what I'm trying to say is there are other viable educational shows out there. I mean, look, PBS has got a multitude on them. They have Wild Kratts.
Yeah.
I am only earlier because I worked in the school setting up until last year.
Right.
It's a show about animals and education and animation. Terrible.
Yeah. It's a good. Yeah.
It is what it is.
Right.
But they've got other solid educational shows. I am an advocate for friggin' Arthur being on there because Arthur's been on forever and it's still really good.
There are
I'm pretty sure Arthur had a better season in terms of quality and storyline.
Yeah, no,
South Park did.
Yeah.
In terms of storyline.
Right. No, I get what you're saying.
Episode to episode. Content is not the same. I had to preface it. So I think Arthur should have probably been nominated. I feel like lot of different things probably could have been here, but I will never say no to Sesame Street. Never say no to Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Never say no to Girl Meets World. Girl Meets World was a great show.
It just, yeah. Well, I mean, here's the. Here's the and I know there's only 3 nominations, so it makes it hard. But you know, performance-wise, you didn't have to go for 5 in one show. That's kind of a little. I mean, I like all of them. Don't get me wrong, but and look, the fact of the matter is, I mean, unless Sesame Street shocks the world here, I think Girl Meets World is probably going to win here. And I understand the fan base is empowered because you know they canceled the show and everything. I get that, you know, but. It is a little bit redundant, but it's probably going to sweep both categories in some way, shape, or form. So, all right, next up, game show categories. Outstanding game show host or personality. The nominees are Wayne Brady, Let's Make a Deal, CBS. Steve Harvey, Family Feud, syndicated. Alex Trebek, Jeopardy, syndicated. Outstanding game show. The nominees are Jeopardy, syndicated. Let's Make a Deal, CBS. Wheel of Fortune, syndicated. Exactly the same as last year. Mike?
Well, I can't really argue too much about this. Super change. I probably get it to get in. Maybe Price is Right. Mm-hmm. Although I will say this, Jeopardy. I feel Jeopardy is still the best game show.
Jeopardy's one of those.
Trebek is still the best host. Jeopardy's one of those that will always get nominated. But that's the thing. Harvey will always have the sizzle.
Mm-hmm. Jeopardy is one of those, like Sesame Street, where you can never deny it, in a way.
No. Jeopardy is one of those shows where knowledge is power and it's important.
Mm-hmm.
Like Family Feud.
Yeah.
Extremely important. And I feel like Jeopardy is one of those shows. So, Family, yeah, but the sizzle.
Yeah.
Family Feud's flashy. Family Feud's kind of. So I feel like Family Feud's probably going to win. I'm surprised Let's Make a Deal keeps getting nominated.
It's Wayne Brady.
It's fine. It's Wayne Brady.
He's the strength of this. He's the strength of the show.
I was thinking of other like. So why doesn't Whose Line Is It Anyway kind of get nominated? Because the revival is still pretty well received.
Not only that, but isn't ABC doing that whole summer thing where they have like a game show night, like a lot of classic game shows?
Did Celebrity Family Feud?
I know that they were doing a bunch.
I don't know if it was 1 versus 100, but they're doing a lot of things. And
so there's quite a few.
It's still pretty well regarded.
Yeah, I mean, I honest to God don't have any issue with this, but
I guess this entire night it's like a call to action.
Yeah,
Laurels, you have to kind of update every year. We shouldn't be doing the same things as the Emmys.
Yeah,
and to be fair, we don't. A lot of these shows that get nominated aren't recognized by the Emmys and the Golden Globes. Better than that still.
I mean, you got your big categories, your drama, dramedy, comedy, which kind of differentiate every year. But then you got these categories which come out the same. And look, none of the – I don't really have an issue with Jeopardy being nominated. Wheel of Fortune. Like, these are classic shows. They're all good shows. But there are a lot of other shows out there, and it would be nice to see them break through every once in a while. You know?
Don't let this be me complaining about Jeopardy being nominated or Wheel of Fortune being nominated. They should be fine. They should always be in there.
Yeah.
It's like this is variety, but I'm not saying that this class of category is not.
I will say this too. I think Jeopardy's going to probably sweep. Although I think Jeopardy will win game show, and I think maybe Steve Harvey wins personality because he's popular. But
maybe
I don't know. We'll see. Cable series.
Cable series. All right, cable series.
Outstanding cable series, and your nominees are The Walking Dead, AMC, of Thrones, HBO, Who, BBC.
I think Doctor Who's a new addition. I think the other two were on this list last year. Yeah, 3 good shows. We'll see essentially what fan base wins. I would have,
Can't complain. Solid group of categories.
I will say this. I think, again, for basing it on the year, Game of Thrones only had about 2 episodes. The other 2 had full seasons. So I would say, in my opinion, I would go with the 2. Look at the 2 that had the full seasons and look at those. That would be my opinion. But that's, if you do that, I'm edging towards. Walking Dead did not have the best season. It had a lot of great acting performances, but did not have the best season. So I would edge towards Doctor Who here because of that. That would be me. But all right, next up, what's your next category?
Ensemble.
Okay, so I got a couple here. All right, outstanding network series. The nominees are Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., ABC. The Big Bang Theory, CBS. This Is Us, NBC. The Big Bang Theory finally made an appearance. I'm going to say this. If it's a fan base, S.H.I.E.L.D's going to win. If it's more, I think if it's on quality, S.H.I.E.L.D. should win. That's my opinion, but because I've never been a big fan of Big Bang Theory, and I think even some of the stuff that was charming about it is pretty much gone at this point. And This Is Us, you already know my feelings about, so I think S.H.I.E.L.D. should win this one. But Mike? Did I lose you?
Me?
Yeah, I threw to you. I said, "What do you?" No, well, I mean, I threw to you on what you think.
Oh, well, I didn't hear that part, so I must have skipped. Yeah. Okay. Same old, same old. It is what it is.
S.H.I.E.L.D. should win. That's all. All right, one more. I have outstanding new show. Next, outstanding new show. The nominees are Stranger Things, Netflix. The Crown, Netflix. 13 Reasons Why, Netflix. This Is Us, NBC. Westworld, HBO. Mike, any reaction?
The Crown, I've never heard of. Not really.
I'm just going to say this. The Crown's a very uneven show. It had some great performances. Claire Foy, John Lithgow are very good in it. I would have replaced The Crown with Speechless. That would have been my switch. And then I think you would have had a pretty solid category here. I mean, all my opinions about This Is Us aside, I understand why it's here. It's got a following. All these shows do. I think Stranger Things is probably going to take this. 13 Reasons Why maybe could, but I think Stranger Things will take it. All right, next, and before I throw it to Mike again, outstanding new show, actor, actress, or performer. The nominees are Millie Bobby Brown, Stranger Things, Netflix. Claire Foy, The Crown, Netflix. Catherine Langford, 13 Reasons Why, Netflix. Chrissy Metz, This Is Us, NBC. Dylan Minnette, 13 Reasons Why, Netflix. Mike, any reactions?
Not really. It's a lot of Stranger Things.
Millie Bobby Brown will probably win this, although I could see Catherine Langford winning it too. It's one or the other, but I think Bobby Brown's going to win this. Millie Bobby Brown, I should say, is going to win this. All right, Mike, you're up next. Ensemble, go ahead.
Huh? I was almost done with something. Anyways,
Ensemble. are Marvel's ABC, featuring the talents of Clark Gregg, Ming-Na Wen, Chloe Bennett, Henry Simmons, Ian DeGasketer, Elizabeth Henstridge, Brett Dalton, and others. Game of Thrones, HBO, Lena Headley, Harrington, Sophie Turner, Maisie Williams, and others. Modern Family, featuring the talents of Ed O'Neill, Sofia Vergara, Julie Bowen, Ty Burrell, Jesse Tyler Ferguson, Eric Stonestreet, and others. Stranger Things, Netflix, featuring the talents of Winona Ryder, David Harbour, Finn Wolfhard, Millie Bobby Brown. I'm not reading all those names.
You don't have to.
Sorry. Netflix, The Walking Dead, AMC, featuring the Andrew Lincoln, Chandler Riggs, Norman Reedus, Lauren Cohen, Denai Guerra. AMC. Teen Reasons Why, Netflix, featuring the talents of Dylan Minette, Christian Navarro, Brandon Flynn, Justin Pretense, and a lot of others.
I just want to point something out here, because every year when we see this, and we don't necessarily see this in the film awards, because with the film awards, sometimes you see a cast of only like maybe that's really focused on maybe 3 or 4 people, right? But with the TV awards, I feel like every year when we see these things, it's always like a cast of like a lot of people. It seems like people think you have to have a huge cast in order to be nominated for this, for the TV awards. We have films that get nominated for like maybe 3 or 4 major actors, and that's really the bulk of the cast. You can nominate stuff like sitcoms or a show like Doctor Who. You know what I mean? You can nominate other things here. Now, I'm not taking anything away from those that are nominated, because they're all great ensembles. But, you know, I think sometimes people shy away from shows that maybe are a little bit more focused on 2 or 3 characters, and try to focus on the ones that have like huge cast that are, and you know, they kind of share the wealth. You know what I mean? And I caution people to kind of open things up a little bit and maybe have a little bit more in terms of like, don't just necessarily assume it has to be a huge mammoth cast, because all these shows that you have here have huge casts. Shields is a little smaller than it's been, but still, it's got a bigger cast. So just keep that in mind. Having said that, I think Stranger Things is taking this, or 13 Reasons Why, one or the other, because they have large casts, they got fairly younger cast members, fan bases. I think it's one or the other. All right, Mike, go ahead.
Did they cancel 13 Reasons Why?
No, it's coming back for season 2, which I don't get, because of this. I mean, I don't know if you know what the show's about, but
No.
Given what it's about, I don't understand why how they're going to do a season 2. But anyway, we can talk about that off the air. But
Fair enough. I think it's going to be Stranger Things.
Okay.
Shield or Thrones.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're
through.
Yep. Oh, your favorite category, Mike. Claire Danes, everybody.
Claire Danes annual outstanding breakthrough performance category. Of course, after Claire Danes and her amazing breakthrough star-making role in Homeland. After she's done anything else, not really. These are Bobby Brown, Stranger Things, Netflix. Ingford, 13 Reasons, Netflix. 13 Reasons, Netflix.
It's going to be one of the girls. It's going to be Millie or Catherine, easily. Yeah, I feel bad for Dylan. He was great, but it's going to be one of the girls. I am a little bit surprised that none of the male actors from Stranger Things, young male actors, didn't get in. Maybe they'll get in on some of the live voting awards. I don't know. But, yeah, one of the girls is winning this for sure. Mike, anything to add?
Somebody like Pearl Mackie.
Yeah, that would have been a good one. Yeah, would have been a good one.
Oh well.
Next up is what? You have what? Cable or broadcast?
Just. I have outstanding actor.
Okay, so I got these two. All right. Okay, so I see how it goes. All right. Next up, outstanding cable network. The nominees are AMC, FX, HBO. So FX is the new one this year, and there I think last year was Freeform. So, I don't think I have any qualms about this. I mean, FX probably had a better year than a lot of other. I guess given the way that how things have gone, I'd probably surprised not to see BBC here. I guess maybe I don't know. It'll probably be HBO, AMC that wins. But Mike, any thoughts?
Yep. So surprised something like BBC is not on here, but then again, what is it? Shows like Atlanta, that hilarious, uproarious comedy,
Such a great comedy,
and Baskets, an actual comedy. Baskets thing.
Yeah.
Also have Always Sunny airing. They also have. They've got their things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not surprised FX got in here. Oh, Fargo's been pretty big for him too.
Mm-hmm. All right. Next up,
you're up.
Outstanding Broadcast Network. This one's pretty self-explanatory. Nominees are ABC, CBS, NBC. Second straight year, Fox is not included. Honestly, CBS is going to be in trouble in the next few years because a lot of their tried and true shows are kind of leaving. So they're going to be in a little bit of trouble. But they're still the most stable network. NBC's had a little bit of a rebound the last couple of years. ABC is on the precipice of having a rebound. Any one of these can win. I honestly don't know. I edge towards ABC given the way the voting has gone tonight, but I don't know. Mike?
I would say the same thing, actually.
All right. I know what I got now. The next categories that we're going to be doing, just like we do for the film awards, and you all know how this works. We have the genre categories, and then you have the overall categories, which oftentimes are, nominees from those acting categories in the genres. And, a few alterations. It's basically you throw all the genre acting nominees together in a way. Okay. And the most popular ones end up nominated in these respective categories. Not everybody's nominated from earlier in the night, but, it tends to be the best of the best in terms of the acting nominees you've heard tonight. And in each respective category, supporting actor, actress, lead actress. So that's how it usually works. So it's the overall acting categories. We do that for the film awards, and we started doing it for the TV awards. I think it was last year or the year before. So I digress. Anyway, outstanding supporting actress in a television series is the category, and the nominees are Millie Bobby Brown, Stranger Things, Netflix. Emilia Clarke, Game of Thrones, HBO. Lauren Cohen, The Walking Dead, AMC. Sonequa Martin Green, The Walking Dead, AMC. Lena Headey, Game of Thrones, HBO. Elizabeth Henstridge, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., ABC. Mary Jansen, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., ABC. Kate McKinnon, Saturday Night Live, NBC. Chrissy Metz, This Is Us, NBC. Thandie Newton, Westworld, HBO. Winona Ryder, Stranger Things, Netflix. And Maisie Williams, Game of Thrones, HBO. Outstanding supporting actor in a television series. The nominees are Alec Baldwin, Saturday Night Live, NBC. Ian DeCostricker, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., ABC. Martin Freeman, Sherlock, BBC. David Harbour, Stranger Things, Netflix. Rennie James, The Walking Dead, AMC. Michael Kelly, House of Cards, Netflix. John Lithgow, The Crown, Netflix. Matt Lucas, Doctor Who, BBC. Gabriel Luna, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., ABC. Cameron Monaghan, Gotham, Fox. Jeffrey Dean Morgan, The Walking Dead, AMC. And Henry Simmons, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., ABC. So we had a couple ties here. It's going to be quick. Again, you saw all these nominees earlier in the night. Pretty much the comedy, a lot of the comedy choices weren't in these categories. We'll see. It's always a crapshoot here. I think in supporting actor, you might go David Harbour for Stranger Things. There's Matt Lucas for Doctor Who. Gabriel Luna for S.H.I.E.L.D. Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Those would probably be my choice. I think Cameron Monaghan might be a dark horse. Supporting actress, Millie Bobby Brown's probably the favorite. Lauren Cohan, Sonequa Martin Green have good chances, and Mallory Jansen has good chances. Well, Danny Newton too, I think. And Winona Ryder. Any of those could win. So, Mike, any thoughts?
No, not really.
Okay.
Particularly, no.
So now you have actor and actress, but before you do actor and actress, why don't you explain your special award too?
Let's see, which one is it? Oh, it's The Miz.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the Wade Barrett one. This is the Miz Award for achievements in awesome in television. Choose things that are particularly awesome here, and I bring them to the attention. There's a winner or winners because that's what I think. However, I'm always willing to hear your opinions. No, I will not include Us or Atlanta. Well, Atlanta's got one soliloquy that was really good. Should include This Is Us or Transparent. I'm sorry if you enjoy those shows. I don't. But it is just things I like. But I am willing to hear what you have to say. So go.
Okay. All right, you're up.
Did you explain yours?
I'll do mine later. I want you to do the actor actress.
Did you
first.
explain yours?
No, I'll do it after you're done with the actor and actress ones. Yep.
Brian, we always do it at the same time. Can't believe you do that. What a jerk. Anyways. Jack. Let us go with Outstanding Actress in a Television Series, and your nominees are Chloe Bennett, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., ABC. Davis, How to Get Away with Murder. Tracy Ellis Ross, ABC. Claire Foy, The Crown. Netflix. Kemper, Unbroken Schmidt, Netflix. Catherine Langford, 18 Reasons Why. Pearl Mackie, Ruth Negga, Ming Na Wen, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., ABC. Rachel Wood, HBO. Robin Wright, Netflix. Leading actor in a television series, your nominees are reverse, just to flip things around. Jeffrey Tambor, Transparent, Amazon Studios. Spacey, Dylan Minnette, 13 Reasons Why, and The Walking Dead. And Westworld, HBO. Clark Gregg, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., ABC. Glover, Atlanta. Peter Dinklage, HBO.
Cumberbatch. Doc. Peter Capaldi. Doctor Who. Anthony Anderson. Blackish.
Okay, I'm going to be quick again. All nominees we saw earlier tonight, basically the comedy categories. You can see too many people.
I have read.
Huh? I didn't hear what you said.
Lies.
Oh. Just really quick. Again, you've seen all these nominees earlier tonight. Again, the comedy categories, you don't see too many other people appear here. I mean, there's a few. Actress, again, you look at Catherine Langford. You look at maybe even Ellie Kemper, Claire Foy. Pearl Mackie, I think, had some good stuff there. So it could be any one of those actresses. Actor, Capaldi, Cumberbatch. I don't think Dinklage has enough. Lincoln, Cumberbatch, Capaldi, Minette would be any one of those would be the choice, I think. All right, before Mike does TV Program of the Year, because that is the last nomination we're gonna read. I have my Standing Ovation Award to announce or remind you all of, I should say. And what this is I do it for the Film Awards, I also do it for the TV Awards. And this is a distinction, a recognition that I give to an actor, actress, in this case, show for film. I do it for a film. A director, a producer, anybody or anything having to do with whether it's Film Awards or TV Awards that I feel is under-recognized, underappreciated. I used to have the definition or the reasoning that the person couldn't have won anything. They maybe were nominated, but they never won anything. But I got rid of that because it limits it too much. It could be somebody that's just won maybe one Emmy or one Golden Globe, or it could be somebody that's never won anything. Again, show, director, producer, actor, actress, and that's usually who I give the Standing Ovation Award to. It's just a way to give attention to someone or something that, in this case from the TV world, that doesn't get enough appreciation and enough attention. So that is my Standing Ovation Award. And now Mike will read off to you the nominees for the final award category we're going to read for tonight. Go ahead, Mike.
Just in time, I think we're skipping around. This is not good. Oh, we are skipping. So let us do this clearly and with vigor.
There.
TV Program of the Year.
Oh.
Your nominees are Who, BBC, Game of Thrones, House of Cards, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., ABC, Stranger Things, The Walking Dead, 13 Reasons Why, Is Us, Westworld. Oh.
Given the way the night has gone, no big surprises here. It's going to be a race in terms of fandoms, I think. Doctor Who, Game of Thrones, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Stranger Things, Walking Dead, 13 Reasons Why, maybe even Westworld. I don't think This Is Us has enough. I don't think House of Cards has enough for Modern Family. I think Game of Thrones might get hurt by the fact that they only have a couple episodes before the awards season for us started. I don't think Walking Dead had a strong enough season. I think when it comes down to it, it's going to be Doctor Who, S.H.I.E.L.D., Stranger Things, or 13 Reasons Why. That's my feeling. Mike, go ahead.
I think it's going to be either Doctor Who, 13 Reasons Why, or Stranger Things. Or Walking Dead. Walking Dead is...
Yeah.
Possible, so.
All right. So that's the conclusion of the nominations. Now, I mentioned to you that time was going to permit the other things that we do. So here's what I'm going to do, okay? We're not going to do any TV highlights tonight. We just did a lot of TV stuff tonight, so we don't need to do that. As far as a box office beat go, here's what I'm going to leave you. I'm going to do like I can't find any reason to do a full segment on this because it was a very weak week. It really was. It wasn't a big week. There wasn't a whole lot going on. You know, Dark Tower came out. It disappointed in many people's eyes. You know, again, I don't go with the whole summer slump thing. It has not been a summer slump. Dark Tower was always going to be one of those movies. You just never knew how people were going to receive it. We knew that it was much less than I thought. I thought the lowest it could go was maybe 30, 40. It was well under it. It's only at 33.3 million. Right now, worldwide, a $60 million budget, but its international rollout is just beginning. So it'll likely make a very big profit. And whether it gets a sequel or not, we'll see. It will make a big profit because it's already halfway to its budget and it hasn't even opened in most of its international territories yet. So it's going to do well. It's going to be one of those, again, like we've talked about, it is the way that the film industry is going. It's going to make more money overseas than here. It's just the way it's going to be. You know, again, though, because it's the first week of August and it's still relatively summer, people look at this and go, oh my God, it's terrible. It isn't great, but it's not terrible. Okay. Dunkirk held well. You know, it's done very well. Again, it plays more to older audiences, but it's done very well. I don't think there's anything shocking about what it did this weekend, about what we all thought it would do. Emoji Movie crashed and burned, but we all thought it would. That movie is one of the flops of the summer, easily. Girls Trip has continued to hold well, even though it was very front-loaded. It's held decent. The other new movie last weekend was Kidnap. It only made $10 million. Again, nobody expected much from it. R-rated. $13.4 million worldwide so far. I don't think it was a big budget movie, so I think it's okay. It was just one of those movies they tossed out there and wanted to see what it did. So I don't think you can go too crazy. I thought it would make it right around there, and it did. Spider-Man Homecoming did okay, $8.8 million. Atomic Blonde dropped up pretty big, which is not good for it. But, you know, its budget's only $30 million, and it's at $49 million. So it's going to make a profit. So in the end, it was a low-risk, high-reward type situation. So, so realistically, there ain't much storylines here to talk about. Detroit expanded its release. It made $7.1 million. It's going to continue. It's in 3,000 theaters now. It did pretty good, $7.1 million. So that's a good story there. Again, the buzz for that movie, awards buzz is strong. It's this year's August awards movie. It's well on its way to making at least somewhat of a profit. So there's some buzz there with that one. And outside of that, you had War for the Planet of the Apes with $6.1 million. You had Despicable Me with $5.4 and everything else under $5 million. So all in all, you know, you end up with 10 movies over $5 million, which is not bad. But again, it's weak for summer. But we all talked about it over the last couple of weeks. The summer's petering out. It's petering out much earlier than normal. And, you know, they were hoping that Dark Tower would prove to be a $50-60 million movie, and it didn't. Now here, overseas, it's going to do okay. You know, and Dunkirk's been okay, but none of this is huge. You know, the last huge movie was Spider-Man. And maybe War for the Planet of the Apes, but more so Spider-Man. That was the last huge movie. This summer just kind of came to a quiet end. I don't think it's a slump. I've said that. I think it's more of just, it's a very front-loaded summer. You don't usually get that. Even though you had big movies every weekend, it just wasn't, it's the more known, bigger properties came out earlier. So, and as you look ahead to this weekend, I don't think you're going to get much here. You got 3 new releases. You have The Nut Job 2, Nutty by Nature, an animated film for Open World Films, opening in 4,003 theaters with the voice talents of Will Arnett, Katherine Heigl, Maya Rudolph, Gabriel Iglesias, Peter Stormare, Jackie Chan, and Bobby Cannavale. It'll find an audience. You know, you haven't had an animated movie since, what, Despicable Me? It'll find an audience. It won't be a huge one, but it'll find an audience. Might do maybe 25, 30 million, maybe.
Emoji Movie.
Right, but that one's
animated
flopped.
since Emoji Movie.
Yeah,
well, you
but
said animated movie.
Okay, all right. I'm trying to block that one out, but okay, you're right. But you know, I mean, it should probably do better. It's got a built-in fan base. There was one before, so the next biggest movie is Annabelle Creation, a horror film from Warner Brothers New Line, opening in 3,502 theaters. R-rated. It's already made $4 million overseas. It's a production budget of $15 million. There's an expectation that it'll probably make around 30, there'll probably be a battle between Annabelle and Nut Job 2 for #1 this weekend. Now, look, if they both come into $20 to $30 million range, that's actually a good weekend for the middle of August nowadays in these current times we're in. That's a good weekend for 2 top movies. So that would be good if that's what it is, and it looks like that could be what it happens. So The next major release you have is The Glass Castle, a drama from Lionsgate, opening in 1,461 theaters, starring Brie Larson, Woody Harrelson, Naomi Watts. It's going to play more to an older audience. I wouldn't expect to see more than 10 million for this one, just to have the theater counts, and even that's pushing it. I'm probably going to say more like 7 million. So as you look at this weekend, number one will go to either Nut Job 2 or Annabelle. I'll go with Annabelle, number one, about 30 million. I'll go with Nut Job 2, number 2, around 25, maybe a little over that. Dark Tower in third, maybe around 13 million. Dunkirk, 10 million next. Emoji Movie, probably around 8 million. Maybe even a little lower than that because of Nut Job. Let's see. I'm blanking on the other movie I was talking about. Glass Castle will probably be right there for around 7 million. So probably be close between those two. Let's see here. I just lost my page. Sorry about that. Yeah, I lost my page. Okay. Oh, here it is. And then you'll probably have Girls Trip and Kidnap, both around. Girls Trip will probably hold up better. So that'll be around maybe 6.5 million. Kidnap maybe around 5 million. Well, Spider-Man around 5 million. Kidnap will probably drop below 5 million. Atomic Blonde probably around 5 million as well. So Kidnap will be below both Spider-Man and Atomic Blonde. And I think Detroit will be right under 5 million, with around maybe 4.5. Ward Plan A is probably dropping below 5 million as well as Despicable Me. So yeah, that's the way I see this weekend. So not much, but you could have in terms of totals, you might have a better top 2 this weekend than you did last weekend. But all in all, probably averaged out to about the same as overall in terms of what was made this weekend as probably last weekend. Now, the weekend after that, next week, you have Crown Heights expanding its release into only 3 theaters, so not a big expansion. Not a lot of buzz around that movie, so you won't see a lot there. And then you got The Hitman's Bodyguard and Logan Lucky, both of which could surprise and be some late summer hits, and the box office could use it. So, there's a brief box office beat for you. Again, there's not much to talk about last weekend or this weekend coming. So, Mike, any thoughts?
No.
Okay. Now, we have a couple of sports things. Really quickly, I just want to mention something really quick here. This weekend's the PGA Championship. It got underway today. Obviously, all eyes are on Jordan Spieth trying to get the career Grand Slam. I think he has a good chance of doing it. He's at 1 over through today. I think this will be a good tournament. It's a good course. There should be some drama. And obviously, Spieth gives you at least a storyline going into this weekend. So we'll keep an eye on that. If anything big happens, we'll talk about it next week, obviously. Baseball-wise, there isn't much to talk about. I know there's been some talk about this whole Mets-Yankees thing. Yankees try to get Jay Bruce. The Mets didn't want to trade. Apparently, people think the Mets didn't want to trade with them. Yankees offered prospects and wanted them to pick up some more of the contract. The Mets balked at it, and they took a lesser deal or got like a low-level prospect and then got the Indians to pick up more of the price. I don't think that's a big deal, folks. Look, crosstown rivals don't like trading with each other. I don't know why this is shocking. Just because the White Sox and Cubs all of a sudden don't care, I don't know why. I don't know why the Yankees and Mets need to be. So I think it's an overblown story that the fan base are having fun with. That's all it is. So it's nothing really big in baseball that we have to talk about right now. I want to go into all the standings and that. So we'll just leave that alone for this week. There's not much to talk about there. And really, there's nothing else pressing other than a story that Mike texted me about earlier that I want to talk about right now, because everything else can wait till next week, so we'll just leave it. So the Zach Randolph story, which I'm sure all of you have maybe heard about by now. But Mike, why don't you start and go into this mess that Mr. Randolph has gotten himself into?
Oh, geez. Since this morning, which it was rough. Randolph makes $13 million a year, give or take. Got traded to the Sacramento Kings, who is an NBA player who has made a lot of money. He is a multimillionaire, allegedly, based on his earnings. Was arrested today. Marijuana with intent to distribute or sell. Zach Randolph, multi-million-dollar NBA player, all-star, day for possession of marijuana with intent to sell. I guess it's hard out there for an NBA player. I think that Zach Randolph would know better, but apparently, even though he is a two-time All-Star, currently in the league, team who's looking to get better, you got to sling that weed, man. Sling the weed.
Yeah, it's something that you don't, you talk about these professional athletes, and there's been a lot of discussion of this today, and I don't want to, and they make all this money, and you're wondering why he would feel the need he has to do this. What's the purpose behind it? What's the need to do this? And quite frankly, I don't know. I don't know.
What's the point?
Yeah, I don't have a reason.
In California, he was arrested in California. I think
Right.
California is one of those states that to buy marijuana from. I think, but that means from and you can only have so much. Even if he got it from a dispensary, that is still over the amount I think you're legally able to have. Possess. But even then, I still think it's distribute. Why would he need to do it? Embarrassing.
It's there's not, there's really no explanation for it. You can't fathom what was his reasoning in wanting to do it. And again, that's a negative NBA story, but to kind of balance, let me throw a positive one at you. I don't know if you heard the Kevin Durant story, Mike.
Have not.
Apparently, Kevin Durant said he took things into his own hands to keep the Warriors together by signing for less than he could have, and so that everybody else could get the salaries they deserve.
Did that happen this summer?
Yeah. He signed for much less than even he anticipated, because everybody thought he just did it because he wanted to keep Andre Iguodala, because that was the big free agent they had, But apparently he took much less than even he expected to take, so that they could, so that everybody on the team could get what they deserve to be paid.
Kevin Durant is he got a taste of championship gold. He obviously liked it. He wants to keep this winning team together. And it's not like he's not going to make it back up in endorsements and stuff.
And that's the thing. People keep saying, LeBron's done this. I mean, LeBron has done it. People can say a lot of things about LeBron. LeBron's done it. These guys people don't realize this. And look, it is a good story, and it builds team camaraderie. It's good for the team chemistry when you do this. It is. But let me just say this. Don't think they're not getting their money. Because they are. With all their endorsements and all their promotional deals and that, they're getting their money. Okay? They're getting their money. It's a good story. It's a positive, and I give him credit. And, he didn't want a pat on the back. It's just that the media hounded him about it. They found out about it, so they hounded him. Not like he came to the media and said, hey, pat me on the back. They hounded him about it, and after they found out, and he kind of had to address it. But good for him. But again, it comes with a little bit of an asterisk, because from a promotional standpoint, from an endorsement standpoint, he's still going to get his money. So they all do. They eventually, and that's why I always said I never understood why these guys go for these super max deals if it's to a detriment to their team, because you can make that money back. You can get it in other ways. So I just wanted to bring that up because I felt like we needed a positive story to deal with that story, which is just I don't even understand what Randolph was thinking there. All right. So again, there's nothing else in sports that we have to talk about right now. It can all wait till next week, so we'll leave that alone. There's nothing pressing. Wrestling wise, there isn't a lot this week. Next week we'll be previewing SummerSlam, so we'll have a card to go over. And there was a lot of movement this week. Raw saw its for the second straight week saw its biggest audience since April. So the main event scene is kind of helping that show. Mike mentioned earlier Braun Strowman throwing a death chair at Roman Reigns. They had a last man standing match, which,
Braun Strowman has been consistently highlighted of the show. He's obviously a draw.
Yeah. Well, I think it's Braun. I think it's Samoa Joe. Obviously Brock House, but this started back in June. I think there's you combine the interest of, because you said what you want about Reigns, but the Reigns Strowman feud had interest. People were interested in it. And I think it helps that they put Braun over a couple of times. People believed it. You know what I mean? So you have that, and then you bring Samoa Joe, Brock Lesnar into it, and it's been compelling. And that's what I think that, and I know people are annoyed with the Enzo and Cass stuff and that, but if you think about this, people like those kind of stories. They like the stories that aren't just, you got the story that's about the title, but there's more than just the title. There's a grudge feud between Reigns and Strowman and Joe and Brock. And you got the Cass and Enzo thing, which is a personal feud, So people like that kind of stuff, and that it makes a difference. It's not, it's personal, and it makes a difference. There's emotion in it, and people like it, and people are responding to it. So, SmackDown's seen some good ratings the last couple weeks too, but I think a lot of that's Cena, quite frankly, and the AJ Styles Owens thing, because I don't think anything else in that show is really drawing. Although maybe Nakamura now is. Maybe Nakamura is. Now they're doing something with him. Yeah. Well, they're doing something with him now, so maybe it helps. It certainly isn't, no disrespect to Jinder, but when Jinder and Orton were feuding, there was no interest. So, but yeah, there was progress on both shows this week. Both shows saw some good ratings increases this week. Raw notably, some big highlights. You mentioned the Strowman thing. Strowman Reigns match was good, except for some booking at the end, which I would have probably changed a little bit. For those wondering about the Hardys were supposed to be on the show on Monday, but I'm sure you'll understand this. I guess Jeff can't be in Canada. Something about like the passport issue or something. I
think a lot of Jeff's international issues, his personal problem and legal problems that he had.
Well, it couldn't be worked out in time, and I guess they had
still got to.
Yeah. I guess they had a plan to use just Matt, but when the Revival, Scott Dawson got hurt, they had to scrap that plan. So they really didn't have anything. They didn't want to do anything without Jeff and that. So it kind of, because, the Scott Dawson is injured. It looks like he's going to be having surgery. So the Revival's push is pretty much gone now. So because of that, they didn't really do anything with the Hardys on Monday. Bayley's out. They confirmed that on Monday. We don't know the extent. There's rumors of 6 to 8 months. Who knows? But we know she's out for at least SummerSlam. So there's that. So we found that out, and people booed her, which I thought was in bad taste. But it is, look, they were in Bizarro World, so who knows? We talked about the main event. The Brock Lesnar Miz TV segment was what it was. It pushed the feud further. And I mentioned SmackDown. I thought the Owens AJ Shane segment was really good. Owens brought up some good history there. I thought that was a really good segment. Really good segment. Main event was kind of boring. So.
All I'm going to say about that main event, it was your opportunity to give Jinder Mahal a little bit of credibility.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Randy Orton on his own, he could have a little bit of credibility.
Yeah.
I think that just speaks volumes. Randy Orton didn't need that win.
Mike, after seeing...
I think it's a little embarrassing. Oh, and the Fashion Files.
Yes.
Forget the Fashion Files.
They were great. Though, based on the way that they did that Jinder Mahal segment on Tuesday, that the Jinder Mahal experiment's over. You know that. Look, you can say what you will about the last couple months, but the way that Jinder was treated on Tuesday night, it's over. I was writing. I thought you had something.
Title's going on Nakamura.
Yep, it is. And look, they've pretty much telegraphed what's going to happen.
How long? No, not much.
They pretty much telegraphed what they're going to do. Nakamura's going to win, and Corbin's going to cash in. That's what's going to happen. It's telegraphed. It's pretty easy. So, you know, it's been a quieter week this week as far as, I mean, Raw was okay with the main event stuff and that, but it's been a quieter week in wrestling. That's been a whole lot of stuff this week. There's been this story about Vince McMahon being upset with Nakamura for dropping Cena on his head. Apparently nobody else is upset, but Vince is upset. And apparently he's not really upset with Nakamura as much as that Cena's that was the face of the company, and he was worried about, you know. But there's that story, and I don't know. It's a weird story because they made it a point to say that Vince wasn't very upset with Nakamura. He was kind of like frustrated, but he wasn't really upset. So why is there? It seemed like a non-story, but I don't know. I don't know. It's Vince, so who knows? But yeah, there wasn't a lot of stories this week in wrestling. There wasn't a lot of headlines. Wasn't a whole lot going on. Mike, do you have anything that you want to add?
No, I think it's time to call it a night.
Okay, fair enough. And look, I know we kind of rushed through the last part of the show. Again, you know, due to time, we couldn't really do a whole lot. We just had to get the stuff we had to get in and kind of touch on a few things. That's what we did. So I'm happy we did as much as we did. So with that being said, that is it for tonight. As always, the show might be over. It does not mean you have to stop interacting, contributing to the show. Continue to have your voice heard. Keep sending us your feedback. We need it. We want it. Keep sending it, please. We need it. Questions about the show and the scheduling of the show, reactions, comments, opinions on things we talked about, things either one of us said, feedback on tonight's award nominations. Again, any live voted nominee submissions and any TV award submissions can only be done by email only. Do not do them by Facebook or Twitter. I will not count them, only because it just makes it a mess. Please don't do them like that. If you do have any questions or comments about the live voted award nominations or live vote awards in general or TV awards, you can do that by Facebook and Twitter as well. But again, any submissions by email only, please. So, all right, so email address for the show, itspotlight411@gmail.com. You can also follow us and tweet us at itspotlight411. And please remember to use the hashtag itspotlight411. And, of course, you can always use hashtag ITSTV Awards if you'd like as well. You can also find us on Facebook to search for In the Spotlight 411 on Facebook, and then make sure that you like the fan page once you find it or once you're on it. We encourage you to follow us on Facebook and Twitter for the latest information about our show, especially when it comes to scheduling. Anytime there's a postponement or delay, obviously we'll post about it if we're able to and let you know what's going on. We also post random thoughts on both sites as well. So make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Twitter so you have access to all of that. You have two ways in which to keep up with the show and look back at classic episodes. You can either stream us anytime on Google Plus and YouTube. Just search for In the Spotlight 401. And you can stream us on either Google Plus or YouTube anytime you wish. Those episodes, every episode we've ever produced for Google Plus and YouTube, that's every episode from mid-October of 2015 all the way up into tonight's episode. They'll all be available on Google Plus and YouTube for you to stream anytime you wish. So if you're interested, please make sure to do that. If you're not a fan of streaming, maybe you don't like seeing us on screen, maybe you prefer to listen to us on the go, just listen to us in general, or maybe you're interested in older episodes of the show. If any of that applies to you, check us out on our main host sites, Podbean and iTunes, to search for In the Spotlight 401. And once you do, you'll have access to every episode we've ever done in the nearly 7 years we've been doing the show. So everything for our original Blog Talk Radio run from October 2010 and January 2011, everything for our Talk Shoe run from January 2011, all the way up until mid-October 2015. And of course, all of our Google Plus and YouTube episodes from mid-October 2015 all the way up into tonight's recent episode, all transferred to audio format for your convenience. They're all available for you as well. All episodes listed in order from most recent to the oldest. All those episodes available for you to listen to anytime you want. Again, on Podbean and iTunes, just search for In the Spotlight 411, and you'll have access to all that. Maybe you missed a part of an episode, want to check on an episode again. Maybe you're a long-time fan and wants to look back at an episode from 4 or 5 years ago, or a new fan and wants to check out an episode like that for the first time, or keep up with this current episodes. If any of that applies, you can do all that and more on our main host sites, Podbean and iTunes. Just search for In the Spotlight 411. Again, just search for In the Spotlight 411 on Podbean and iTunes. So Google+, YouTube, Podbean, iTunes, all of your ways to keep up with the show and look back at classic episodes. Just search for In the Spotlight 411. Again, just search for In the Spotlight 411 on Google+, YouTube, Podbean, iTunes, and you'll have access to all what I just mentioned and more. I want to thank Mike for being here tonight. Thank you, Mike.
You never realize how long that part takes until you have to go to the bathroom. But anyways, it is officially time for bed.
Fair enough.
I guess it's time for the bathroom too.
Yeah. I want to thank myself and our great show, Parents on My Back, and thank all of you for your continued support and contributions to the show. Thank you so much for watching. To those that will be watching or listening to this later, thank you to you as well. I'm pleasantly surprised we got through all of this before 11:30. I thought it was going to be later than even 11:30. So we did it. That was good. That is it for this week. Next week, we'll have, again, one show on Thursday night. Thursday night. 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. We won't have as much to do, although we will have a lot to do. All the big sports headlines, PGA Championship, MLB, anything else that we have to talk about, we will. We'll preview WWE SummerSlam and go over all the whole card, make predictions, comments. It won't be an all-wrestling show like normal. We just don't have the time because we're doing one show, but we'll go over all the card, make predictions, all that good stuff. And if we have any time, we'll do reactions and comments from the fans. So if you have a question or comment, you can submit it either before the show or during the show next week at either by email, Facebook, or Twitter, just like usual. And of course, we'll do our usual entertainment stuff, box office beat, TV highlights, all that. We'll have more time because we don't have to do nominations. So, So there you go. So that's next week. And then again, the week after that, the last 2 weeks of August, we'll be doing shows on Tuesdays and not Thursdays because I just think it's better for us with the people going on vacations and stuff. So, okay, so but we'll get into more of that next week. Again, live award nominations are due the same night as the winning ballots are due for the TV awards. Both are due on Tuesday, August 29th. That's a change. It was the 31st. Now it's August 29th at 9 o'clock from Eastern time. So make sure that you keep those dates in mind. Those of you that are a part of the TV awards, you will be receiving your ballots to decide the winners of the TV awards starting tonight. So look in your mailboxes. They'll start coming to you. So you can start deciding on the winners. Again, those winning ballots due on Tuesday, August 29th, 9 o'clock from Eastern time. And live award nominations also due that night on Tuesday, August 29th at 9 o'clock from Eastern time. So keep all that in mind. That's it. I hope you all have a great rest of your night, a great weekend, and it's a great start to your week next week. We'll see you back here 1 week from tonight on August the 17th at 9 o'clock from Eastern time, broadcasting, streaming live here on YouTube Live. Until then, good night, everybody.